Hi guys, welcome back to my channel again. Hope you all are doing good. So today I have brought a very tasty breakfast recipe for you guys. So this is basically a Pakistani street food and it's mostly preferred to eat with paratha or something. This is known as scrambled egg recipe. So this recipe is mostly eat at breakfast time, but you can also eat it at lunch or like give it to your children for their lunch time at school. But this is such a tasty recipe, you're absolutely going to love it. So without any further delay, let's get straight towards the video. First of all, I've taken an onion and I'm gonna cut it into smaller pieces, like smaller chunks, slices. You can see that way I'm doing it. You can just follow the same procedure and we're going to chop it out. Well, this recipe is one of the easiest ones recipe and it does not take a lot of time. Like it's gonna take few minutes and the dish would be ready, and it tastes so good that your children are absolutely going to love it. So I've placed my chopped onions into a bowl and now I'm going to take some green chilies. I'm going to cut them into smaller pieces as well with the help of a knife. You can also take, like, if you don't want to add much green chilies, you can just avoid this part. If you want to decrease or increase, like some people like to eat more chilies, some people like to eat less chilies, you can change it accordingly. Well, it's not compulsory to add 3 chilies. You can change it. Now I have taken some coriander leaves and I'm going to cut it into smaller pieces as well and just chop it and place it into a separate plate. Well, now I'm going to take some of the tomatoes. I've taken 1 tomato, I've washed it up quite well, and with that I'm going to cut it into small pieces as well, like added it with onion, with chilies, with coriander as well. And now I'm going to cut my tomatoes, or these tomatoes as well, and I'm gonna place it aside in a separate plate. You can just mix it out, but it's not that preferable. Moving on to our next part, that's the egg part. I'm going to take out the eggs and separate from the shell. I'm gonna place it into a bowl, a separate bowl. With the help of a fork, I'm going to give it a quick mix and like just make it a little. Now you can see the eggs have turned out to be mixed well, and now we're going to move to our next procedure. That's gonna be the baking or cooking pad. And I've placed some oil into a frying pan, turn on the stove and place the frying pan on it. With that I'm gonna add oil into it, and with that I'm gonna take some onions and I'm gonna place it into the oil. You can see the onions start getting fried, and do not let the onion turn brown. Well, because it's compulsory for this recipe. While these onions are getting fried, why don't you just go and hit the subscribe button? You'll see a bell icon after subscribing to my channel. Hit it and you will be updated on my latest video. Now I'm going to add cumin seeds, about 1 tablespoon, and I'm going to give it a quick mix with the help of a wooden spoon. I'm going to mix it quite well so that this onion does not get burned and are fried from everywhere. Like some onions don't get burned, some get fried, and that's the thing. Well, with that I'm adding chopped green chilies and I'm gonna give it a quick mix as well. Just because it's a non-stick pan, we're not going to use any steel or metallic thing onto it. We're going to use a plastic or a wooden thing. And I've added tomatoes in it and I'm gonna give it a quick mix with the help of a wooden spoon. You can see the onions were not that much fried. As I mentioned before, that we are not going to let the onions turn brown. I've added some salt and you can add it according to your taste. With that I'm adding 1 teaspoon red chili powder and I'm gonna mix it with the help of a wooden spoon again. Now this time we're going to mix it because we're not going to let the mixture or this onion and tomato gravy to stick with our pan. And now I'm going to add the whisked eggs. That's like the main part, and it's gonna be about done. Our recipe is about to be done. After adding egg, we're going to give it a quick mix, not a quick mix but actually a little mix. And with that we're going to add some coriander leaves onto it And now we're going to give it a mix. With the help of a wooden spoon, again I mentioned again and again that on non-stick pans do not use any metallic thing. We're going to cook it for like 5 minutes and our recipe is completely done, and we're going to place it in a representable dish. Eat it with paratha or whatever you like. You can also make sandwiches of it, like just putting into your sandwich or your bread and make it a sandwich. That's like tastes so yummy. And you can also eat it with naan or roti or tortilla wrap, and with the like adding a little bit of raita or like yogurt, or maybe a little bit of ketchup or chili sauce if you like to add more chili or spices to it. And this tastes so good. And children are going to love it when they eat it with ketchup. So present it in front of your guests at your breakfast time, and mostly like give it to your children to their lunch. Some children don't like to eat egg, so they can eat it like this way. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and your family, and do try this recipe at home. And let me know in comment down below, comment section, that if you like this recipe or not. Till then, goodbye.